Hello everyone. Have you ever went to that favorite sub place and ordered the Italian herbs and cheese bread? That's my favorite bread from that place. Well, I've come up with a recipe of my own that closely mimics the restaurant style of that seasoning for my bread. So I'm going to share that with you today. Now this recipe calls for a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and it's the dry powdery kind. If you have regular Parmesan cheese, that will work just fine. But I prefer to use this Francesca brand. I get it at Walmart. And it's the Parmesan cheese with the Asiago and Romano because I like those added flavors. So that's my preference. You can choose whichever one you'd rather use. Okay, then to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of the kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of sweet basil, 2 teaspoons of majorum, and 2 teaspoons of parsley. So basically all we do is just throw all these in and mix them up together. And I like to put them in a jar like this, and I save one of my old lids off the Parmesan cheese, and I can store it that way. You see how well that will work out for this? So that's how I do mine. But if you have any type of plastic container with a tight sealing lid, that'll work just fine. And the benefit of these something tight sealing is you're only going to use a little bit of this mix on your bread when you use it. And you're going to have plenty left over to do more loaves. So that's why you want a tight sealing container. So I already have my half a cup of the Parmesan cheese, and I'm just going to add each one of these seasonings that I named off. It doesn't have to be in any particular order. And then I'm going to take my whisk and stir that up and get everything well incorporated. And already the smell of this is so good, it just makes you want to start eating that bread right now. Now everybody is a big fan of this in my Italian bread. I've made so many loaves of it for people that I have lost count. So it's very popular with anybody that ever tried it, so I'm sure if you try it, you'll like it too. Okay, I have that mixed up pretty good. So from there, I'm just going to put it in my little glass jar and put my lid on it. And you can give it another shake or two to mix up your mix a little bit more if you want. I'm just going to spoon this into my jar, and I have used a little funnel to funnel it into my jar too, so whichever way you prefer. So I've got all my little seasoning mix in my jar, and I'm just going to set that aside until I'm ready to bake my Italian herbs and cheese bread in my next video. So be sure to check it out when it comes out. Now if you're not into baking fresh bread yourself, and you just like to buy like the frozen dough, it don't matter. It'll work just fine. So thanks for joining me, you all, and make sure to check out my next video. Bye.